Hi everybody, this is Robert Hardy. Thank you for joining me in my live video. This is the Excel Your Live show. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time to watch this live video. I really greatly appreciate it. Today we're going to get right into our topic. We're going to get right into talking about the ABCs of success. Now I started this series a few videos ago, a few days ago now, and we'll be going to I guess we're going to be going to the alphabet, doing these ABCs of success, and we're going to take each letter and talk and come up with a word that talk about success. For just to give you a quick review, for those of you who've missed any of the past videos I've so far done ABC, D. So 4 videos on A, B, C, D. So today we're on letter E and on the F, fifth video in this series. So if you missed the other 4 videos, go back and watch the 4 videos. They're all called the ABCs of success. The first one we talk about A. A stands for attitude. Now the subtitle, before I say that, the subtitle for these videos is called the ABC of success. What separate successful people from non-successful people. So we're focusing on what separate the successful people from non-successful people. And so in the first one we talk about the attitude. And we said attitude is one of those things that separate successful people from non-successful people. Successful people have a good attitude. They have attitude, good positive attitude. Now the second one is for B, we talk about belief. You have to believe in yourself, believe in the goals and the dreams, believe that you can accomplish what's in your heart and what's inside of you. So again, that's another thing that separates successful people from non-successful people. Successful people believe in themselves, they believe in their goals and their dreams, and they go after their goals and their dreams, versus non-successful people have a difficult time believing in themselves and also believing in their goals and their dreams. Now C, we talk about the condition. What's conditioning you? You know, we're conditioned continuously by our surroundings, and we talk about that in for C. And again, what separate successful people, make sure they condition themselves with other successful people, and versus non-successful people, they don't really care about the conditioning that they submit themselves to. Then for D, we talk about what was for D? Oh, discipline. I almost forgot this. Discipline. Again, what separates successful people from non-successful people is discipline. Successful people discipline themselves to do the necessary things they need to do to achieve their goals and their dreams, versus the non-successful people don't have good disciplines. So now today we're going to talk about E. Now E, we could talk about things like excellence. Those are the good word we could have talked about. Talking about excellence, having excellence in your daily life, in your business, when it comes to you pursuing your goals and your dreams, in your business life, in your career, in your personal life, have excellence. But instead, I think when it comes to the letter E and coming up with a word that will most describe what separate successful people from non-successful people, is the word execute, or the word execution. Now a long time ago, this is many years ago, I heard a preacher said something in his message. When he was preaching, he kind of said something. He said, the problem with most Christians is that let me put it this way. Let me say it again. I'm trying to quote him word for word what he says as best as I can remember. This has happened I heard him say this years and years ago. But just one of those things I always remember. Sometimes you hear someone say something and just always remember it, no matter how long ago you heard it. And anyways, he said the problem with most Christians is failure to execute. They go to church and they hear a good message, but that's all. It ends there. They don't go home and execute what they hear, what the, the message was, what they hear in church. I heard this say that a long time ago, and it's so true. But it's not true for just Christians. It's true for everybody, especially a lot of people go to seminars and go to workshop, myself included. I go to a lot of seminars and workshop and stuff like that. People read books and stuff like that, and how to be successful. But that's all. They don't put into practice what they read. They don't put in practice when they go to the seminars and when they go to church. They don't put into practice what they hear or what they've been taught. They fail to execute or bring execution to what they've been taught. People buy programs all the time, and sometimes even from off the internet, buy programs and how to be successful, how to do this program, how to do this and how to do that. There's so many programs out there right now. They can buy how to do this and how to do that, and any subject you can imagine right now. People buy these things and it just end up on a shelf. It's called shelf help. You're supposed to be a self help, but instead of you turn out being a shelf help, because you just end up on the shelf of somebody's bookshelf, and you just stay there. They don't apply what the program teaches them or train them to do. So it's become a shelf help instead of a self help. you know. So what I'm gonna do before we're gonna go into something to talk about execution or execute. But before we do, we're gonna go over some quotes. Okay, I'm gonna read to you guys some really good quotes that I found on the internet. I actually googled this and come up with some good quotes. And I'm not gonna read all of them because there's too many of them, but I'm going to read the ones that I read and I thought was really good. Here's one of them. He said, "Ideas don't make you rich. The correct execution of ideas does." I'll read it again. "Ideas don't make you rich. The correct execution of ideas does." That's so true. Here's another one. Said, "No excuses, no explanation. You don't win on emotion, you win on execution." So we talk about execution of ideas, execution of your plans for you achieving your goals and your dreams. Ideas are yesterday, execution is today, and excellence will see you into tomorrow. So true. Here's another good one here. A good plan violently executed now is better than a perfect plan tomorrow. I'll read it again. A good plan violently executed now is better than a perfect plan tomorrow. So you could have the best plan. There is the perfect plan, but if you don't execute, don't follow through with execution, then it's no good. Execution is the game. This is by this Gary something. Can't pronounce his last name. But anyway, execution is everything by John Doerr. This guy named John Doerr. He's saying execution is everything. Again, we're talking about what separates the successful people from non-successful people. And we talk about the ABCs of success. We talk about the letter E stands for execution. And the guy, John Doerr, says execution is everything. When it comes to you achieving your goals and your dreams, execution is everything. It's so true. Here's another one. Plan your execution, execute your plan. Plan your execution, execute your plan. There's an anonymous one here. He said, here's another quote. It says, "It's the execution that matters." It's the execution of your plan. You're planning the goals and dreams, but it's the execution of your plan that really matters. Here's one here. To me, ideas are worth nothing unless executed. They are just multipliers. Execution is worth millions. Execution is worth millions. Education, here's another quote here. Education without execution is extinction. Education without execution is extinction. Here's probably be the last one I'm going to read because there's so many of these quotes here. I'm actually skipping some of them and going to the ones that I really liked. Here's another one here. Having a vision for what you want is not enough. Vision without execution is hallucination. I read that one. That was from Thomas A. Edison. Having a vision for what you want is not enough. Vision without execution is hallucination, by Thomas A. Edison. So you see, I'm going to stop there for now because there's so many of these quotes here. Actually, there's another one. A really great talent finds its happiness in execution. A really great talent finds its happiness in execution. So you can have a really good talent, but if you don't execute that talent, then that's all it is for you. So I'm not going to read any more of these quotes because there's so many of them. So, I wasn't intending to read all those quotes on execution. But you guys get the picture. The importance of execution. How you have to execute your plan. There's 3 steps to accomplishing your goals and your dreams. The 3 steps are: 1, you have a goal. You write down your goal. You make sure you put the goal down on paper. Right, you write down your goal. This is my goal. Let's say I'll use myself as an example. Let's say I want, I want to write books. I wrote a book, and I'm still in the process. Believe it or not, still in the process of trying to get the book published, and I haven't given up on that yet. I know I haven't given you guys an update lately about how that's going, but I'm still working on it. It's still work in progress. Anyways, I'm still writing other books. I'm in the process of writing other books. So let's say I want to have, my goal is to finish a book in let's say 3 months from now. I want to finish another book. So that's 3 months now. So that's my goal. Now my plan is I want to do certain amount of writing every day. I want to do certain things. I want to, let's say within the first week I want to finish like half the book. And then let's say the first month and a half, because I'm giving myself 3 months. So the first month and a half I want to finish half the book, and the other month and a half I want to finish the other half of the book. So that's the plan. Now I need to come up with a step-by-step execution of that plan. What am I going to do on a daily basis to act on that plan? That's called execution. So on a daily basis I want to write, let's say I want to spend let's say 20 minutes a day writing, just writing for 20 minutes a day. Just write something for the book. So if I spend 20 minutes a day writing, hopefully by the end of a month and a half I'll finish the first half of the book, and then the second month and a half I'll finish the second half of the book, which will complete the book in about 3 months. So you see, so it's a 3-step process. You have to come up with a goal and a dream. You have to make sure they're written down. You have to come up with a plan, and then you have to execute your plan. Execution. But the 3rd step, execution, is so important because these 2 steps are no good without the 3rd step. I can have a nice goal, a good worthy goal, good goal that I want to accomplish. I could have a really nice plan on how I'm going to accomplish that goal, but without execution of that plan, these 2 will never come to reality. Never, we no good. It's the execution is what separates the successful people from non-successful people. Because a lot of people who are not successful, this is where they stop. They may have a goal, and maybe they may have a plan, but it's the execution of that plan is where a lot of people stop. They might have the first 2 in place, but the 3rd step they don't have in place. They don't have the execution of that plan. And that's what separates the successful people from the non-successful people, because the successful people always follow through with a plan, with execution. They always follow through. You know, as Thomas Edison said, having a vision for what you want is not enough. Vision without execution is hallucination. You know, it's just not enough. You can have the best plan in the world, but if you fail to follow through with execution, with a plan of action, with action, then you know, you'll never achieve your goals and your dreams. And so again, we're talking about things that separate the successful people from the non-successful people. And in this area of execution, this is one of those things that separate the two people, the two groups of people, is failure to execute. A lot of people have things on their shelf help programs that they bought, and they, books and programs that they have. And I'm guilty of that too. I have lots of books and I will listen to a lot of books too. But a lot of people have these things and it's on the shelf help. They don't put into action what these programs are teaching them, and they're being taught it taught through these programs. And as I said at the beginning of this video, what I heard this preacher say a long time ago. So the failure with a lot of Christians is they go to church, they hear a good sermon, but it's failure to execute what they've been taught in church. They don't, they go to church and hear a good sermon, and that's the way it ends. It just ends there. They don't execute what they've been taught in church. They don't execute. They don't practice what they've been taught. and I tend to agree, and maybe that's why, because I agree with what the guy said many years ago. I heard him say that, maybe because that's why I always remember when he said that. I always remembered it, although it was so many years ago I heard him say that. But it's just because it's true. It's true. It's failure to execute. But it's not true where Christians are concerned. It's true where everybody's concerned. Christian and non-Christian alike. We hear things. We go to seminars, we go to workshops, we go to school in some cases too. But it's failure to execute what we've been taught is what separates us, what keeping us from achieving great success in our lives. We can be so much more successful in our lives than we are. I'm speaking to myself too. This is as much as I'm speaking to you. We are. I'll own it because I just came from a seminar this week. I just volunteered for the last 3 days at a seminar. One thing that I picked up, well, I know because it's not the first time I've been to the seminar, but it's one thing you have to learn is you own it. You own your own issue. So I'm saying I instead of we or you. We say I. You own it. So I could be so much more successful in my life if I only learn how to apply or execute what I've been taught so many over the years. I'm just owning it for myself. So that's why I'm talking to myself just as much as I'm talking to you. It's failure to execute. So I'm gonna start, not only come with a plan of action, but also follow through with action, with execution, in me accomplishing my goals and my dreams. And I'm encouraging you to join me, and not just having goals and dreams, and not only just have a plan, but also follow through with execution of that plan for you to accomplish your goals and your dreams. I can do it, and you can do it too, and together we can do it. Together, because we all have greatness inside of us. We all, I was thinking earlier today, well, we all have greatness in there. We all can accomplish whatever we want to accomplish. We are whatever we set our mind to accomplish. And as I was saying, as I was gonna say this a minute ago, one of the things that separate successful people from non-successful people, or one of the things that separate success from failing, for successing, from succeeding. What separates success from failure? Let's put it that way. Success from failure is one decision. One decision. Just a decision away. A lot of people fail because they're one decision away from success, or they didn't achieve success because they're one decision away. And sometimes that one decision is execution. They did not execute. They did not follow through with execution. They're one decision away. They just failed to execute, to follow through with action. And so I'm here to tell you, don't let that happen to you. I'm in the process of changing that in my own life by becoming a person of execution. Follow through with execution. Don't let that happen to you. Don't let the one decision that separates success from failure in your life be that one decision, the failure to execute. The failure to execute. Execution is the key. Execution is the game. As I read some of these quotes to you guys. Here's another one. I'm gonna stop here. All talk and no execution on your goals will get you nowhere in life. Wow, I almost missed that one. It says all talk and no execution on your goals will get you nowhere in life. That's a quote. Doesn't say who it's from. Wow. It's execution that separates the amateurs from the pros. Listen to that one. This is from Blair Hogan. He says, it's execution that separates the amateurs from the pros. I'm going to end up with this one quote here. Well, just my goodness, there's so many different quotes here. Okay, here's the one I'm gonna read here. Most leaders would agree that they're better off having an average strategy with superb execution than a superb strategy with poor execution. Here's one more one. The effective execution of a plan is what counts, and not mere planning on paper. So we're talking about execution here. The importance of you follow through with execution. It's not enough to have a goal and goals and dreams, which is good, but it's not enough just to have a goals and dreams. It's even not enough to have a plan how you're going to accomplish those goals and dreams. What you need, and what a lot of people are lacking, is the third and the most important step is the plan of execution. Is follow through with actions of execution of that plan and of the goals and the dreams. You need all three to be successful. You need the goals and the dreams, you need the plan to how you're going to accomplish those goals and your dreams, and you need to follow through with that plan, with execution of those plans to accomplish your goals and your dreams. But that's where a lot of people are missing. They're missing the third step in accomplishing their goals and dreams. They're missing the step of execution. They're missing that step. So you need all three. You have your goals and your dreams, you plan to accomplish your goals and dreams, and you must follow through with execution of that plan. Remember, the saying goes, people don't plan to fail, they just fail to plan. Well, you can say people don't fail to plan. Don't fail to plan. They don't plan on failing. They fail to plan, and they also fail to follow through with that plan, with execution. So I'm going to end it there for tonight. So I don't know if this is a positive word for you guys, but I hope I said something to encourage you, motivate you, inspire you. Remember, follow through with execution of your plan. That separates the successful people from non-successful people, is the execution of your plan. Come up with a great plan, follow through with it, with execution, with step-by-step execution of what you're going to do on a daily basis to accomplish your goals and your dreams. Because I know there's greatness inside of you. I know we you and I can accomplish great things. So this is Robert Harley. Thank you for joining me. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really greatly appreciate it. Please stay tuned for another. We will continue with the ABCs of success. Tonight we were on the letter E. So tomorrow, next time we continue this with the series of the ABCs of success. We'll talk about the letter G. A B C D E F. Oh, F G. F G. So we're the F. Sorry. We'll continue with the letter F. We'll talk about come up with a word for the F, stands for what, success. Anyways, we'll talk about that later on. Anyway, thank you for joining me. This is Robert Harley. This is the Excel Your Life. God bless you. I love you. Peace.